Hey family, if there's one lesson that I learned in this life, it is that you have to keep your plans private and your moves silent. Keep your plans private and your moves silent because everyone does not need to know what you have going on. And quite frankly, they don't need to know what you have going on because you need no interruptions in this season of your life. And when you keep your plans private, family, it gives you an opportunity to do the things that you need to do, to course correct, to organize your thoughts, your strategy, your movement with no interference of others. And one real reason why you want to keep your plans private is, for one, you protect yourself from the negative energy. The energy, the things people have to say about you, their unsolicited, unwarranted advice, their opinions on how you should do what you should do, how you should plan your situation, how you should create your life, how you should build your future, what you should do. You don't need that right now. And here's the thing. We all have people in our family that we can talk to, people that we love, people that give us advice. But for the rest of the individuals that think they have a front row seat in your life, you don't need that. So you keep your plans private to protect yourself from the negative energy that people carry. When you go and discuss your business with someone that you know, a lot of times those people go and tell your business to other people, right? You're sharing with them secrets, and they take your secrets and share with other people. And right now you're in a season, you have to look at your future, right? The things that you have planned as a child that you need to incubate, something you need to protect. You do not need to be out here telling people your business because your goal may not be so developed to where it can withstand criticism. You may not be able to be battle tested yet in your goal to where you can sit there and fight the negative things, the naysayers, the haters, and the things they have to say, because you're in a season of building your business. You're in the season of building your idea, setting your goals, building yourself. You don't need the criticism, so you don't need to tell them your plans. Another lesson I learned too, family, is that everyone doesn't deserve the right to hear your story. Everyone does not deserve the right to hear your story or to have a front row seat in your life. They haven't worked. They don't deserve that because they are not battle tested. And a lot of times we think that individuals are our friends, but they're not supporting us. They're there strictly for surveillance, strictly to run back and tell people what they think they know, what they heard from us, the juice, right? You don't need that in your life right now. So you keep your plans private to protect your plans from people like that. You keep your plans private just so that you can have time to develop and build your plans. And you keep your plans private so that you can protect your privacy and protect your peace. And a lot of times when we are sharing our plans with individuals, it doesn't give us the opportunity to make changes. Like, let's say you put something out there and you want to change your mind about what you do. It is kind of hard to make those changes and be flexible because now you're worried about what are people going to think? Well, what are they going to say? I already told them what something's going to be, and now I got to go back and change it. So you want to protect your peace as much as necessary and protect your plans as often as you can. Because the reality is, family, when those plans fall through, if they do, you feel disappointed. You feel like you let people down. You feel like, no, you keep your business to yourself so that you can have time to build yourself and build your business in a healthy and right way. And I am not saying don't share your plans with people. I'm saying for the people that are trusted and close to you, for sure. But for those ones that are not, you don't need to tell them anything because it is not their business. They're not telling you all of their business. We sit here and tell people all of our business thinking that they share with us all of theirs, but they do not. So you want to protect your business and move in silence. And moving in silence is so important, family. It is so important to move in silence. You know why? Because everybody doesn't need to know what you got going on. It's so many people that feel the need to people please and tell everybody what they got going on. Why do they need to know what you got going on? For what? They're judging you anyway. They do not need to know what you have going on. You have worked very hard to get to where you are. You have a lot of plans and a lot of seeds that you put in the ground. You are not in a season for people to know about what you got going on. They don't need to know your moves. For what? They'll see it. When you get ready to post it, they'll see your moves. When you get ready to bring your business to life, They'll see your moves. When you get ready to make changes, they'll see it. So there's no need of them knowing anything prematurely. And we got to start protecting ourselves better, family. Protecting our environments, protecting our peace, and not allowing people to come in and damage what we got going on. You got to understand, a lot of people aren't on what you're on. They're not on what you're on. They're not doing what you're doing. They're not out here trying to change the world. They're not out here quitting jobs to follow their dreams. They're not doing that. So a lot of times by you just telling people your moves, it's making a lot of them feel uncomfortable. Maybe they're feeling jealous. Maybe they're feeling like, man, I wish that were me. Why can't that be me? And now you're helping to develop resentment and jealousy in these people that for whatever reason feel as if they aren't equipped within themselves to do the things that you're doing. So you have to keep your moves silent. You don't need anyone out here sabotaging what you have going on. You don't need anyone out here sabotaging something new you're doing. Some of us are in new relationships. We're sitting here telling people about the people that we're dating, and now they got something to say. Your relationship is not even battle tested to the point where you can protect it. So you got to keep your business to yourself and your moves to yourself. They'll find out when you're ready for them to find out. They'll know when it's time for them to know. They don't have to know now. And you keep your moves silent to protect yourself. To protect yourself from other people's agendas for you, to protect yourself from other people's negative spirits, negative prayers, and negative wishes over your life. You keep your moves silent to protect yourself at all costs. And you keep your moves silent so that you can reduce distractions. Family, you don't need anybody deterring you, throwing you off your plan for your life because somebody else in their life didn't accomplish their goal. So they're projecting that onto you. Because in their life, their situation didn't work out. So they take their fear and place it on you. And you don't need that in that season. You don't need that in this season. You don't need the distraction. Because sometimes when you're sharing your moves, now that puts unnecessary pressure on you. Unnecessary pressure on you for you to do the things the way you think that they want you to do the things. Unnecessary pressure on you to succeed where sometimes it's okay to fail because it helps you to course correct. So now you're putting all your business out here to the streets for them to know what you're doing. That's none of their business what you got going on. It is literally none of their business how you're choosing to move about in your life and how you're choosing to do a thing in your life. That is your business. And they do not get the right to come into your life and tell you what they think you should do, all because you letting them know your moves. No. Everyone has not earned the right to have a seat in your table. Everyone has not. And we love people. We have friends, associates, people we kick it with, but they don't need to know your moves. Sometimes you got to disappear and get rich. I'll wait. Sometimes you have to disappear and get rich. Because when you disappear and get rich, there are no distractions. You have no one whispering in your ear. You don't have to worry about negative things being said about you because guess what? At the end of the day, they don't know what you're working on anyway. They don't know if you've changed plans, changed ideas, course correct, stopped the thing, put something on pause, picked it back up. They don't know any of that because you're not letting them know your moves because your moves are solid and you have to move that way. And another reason why you have to keep your moves silent because you don't want that unnecessary attention of people trying to follow you, troll you, figure out what you need to do. You do not need it. You don't need that. And you don't need their external validation telling you what you need to do, how you need to do a thing. All you need to do is focus on you and focus on doing the things that you need to do. Keep your plans private and your moves silent. I know so many people that had great business ideas, great ideas for their life, for their relationships, and they allow people to come in and ruin what they got going on. They allow people to come in and throw their opinions on them. A lot of times, family, people are criticizing you from their chair. They are literally critiquing you and everything you got going on while they sit on a couch and do nothing in their lives and judge you for what you're doing in yours. You don't need that. They literally sit on the couch and tell you what you're not doing right and tell you how you could change a thing and tell you how you can do something different and tell you what they think you need to do because they haven't done anything in their own lives. So you keep your plans private. What do they need to know for? Like, think about it. All of the people that you tell your business to, what do they need to know it for? For what? Are they going to help you in any way? I could see if they're going to help you. Give some seed money. Give wisdom, great advice. those inner circle people. But for everyone else, why do they need to know your plans? They don't. So you want to work hard, family, at keeping your plans to yourself. And I really believe when you keep your plans private and your moves silent, your prayers can be loud. Your words of affirmation can be loud. You can motivate yourself without the interruption of them. You can do what you need to do without people telling you what they think you should do. You can build your life the way you want it to go. You can create a life by design and not one by default. You can do things new and do things differently and do things on your own terms, listening to the wisdom of your inner circle and not what everybody has to say. That's why I have an issue with so many people who sit there and decide to put all their business on social media. Like they literally put all their business on social media, where they're going, where they're eating, who they're eating with, what event they're on, what location that they're at, what part, like for what? For approval of who? People that don't even do anything for you in your life? People that don't even care? People who talk about you anyway? Why are you telling them your moves? So you have to protect yourself, protect your energy, protect your ideas that you're incubating, and protect your peace. Because at the end of the day, family, nobody is going to bring your idea to fruition like you. All the moves that you're making in silence, no one's going to help you make those moves any better than you can, unless maybe they're your inner circle. Because a lot of times, because people haven't won in their lives, they don't want you to win in yours. So you have to protect yourself and know and understand that you got to keep your plans private and you got to keep your moves silent. Because at the end of the day, it is up to you to architect and take your life where it needs to be. And like I said before, when you are in building season, you got to protect what you're building. A lot of these friends that you have in your life, they may not be true friends. They may be there for surveillance. They're not there for support. They're there for surveillance. And you have to know the difference. And you have to be careful so that you can honor yourself in this season of building. Just something to think about. Stay inspired.